As she smeared cold mayonnaise across my buttocks, I couldn't help but wonder if I was making the right choice. I really liked this woman, but she had this obsession with mayo that bordered on insanity. Our first date, I took her out to a nice restaurant, the Split Fig. I ordered the charred halibut with a side of mashed apple. She ordered a bowl of chipotle mayonnaise with a single shrimp lodged into the center of the eggy mass. She annihilated that bowl of mayo like a swarm of locusts consuming farm crop. There must have been 2,000 calories there. Not only did she finish it all, but she did so at record speed. Upon completion, she belched loud enough to cause a tectonic shift within the earth. The sour spice of the mayo mixed with what I could only assume were the blackened depths of her bowels assaulted my nostrils, sending them wide, hairs standing rigid in defense, high alert. Despite how repelling her scented throat blast was, the smile she gave in receipt was heart-melting. It's like I instantly forgot she had just pelted me with the hot vapor of her innards. The rest of the date was wonderful, and the kiss at the end of the night, sublime. The second date, I asked her to come over for dinner. I was cooking my famous blue apple clam chowder sticks. She showed up with 3 liters of mayo on ice and what was either a giant turkey baster or a tool for giving elephants medicine. "What is this for?" I asked. "Take off your pants and get on your belly, Stephen." I obliged in fearful curiosity. "I cooked us my famous apple—" "Shut up, Stephen," she cut harshly. She jammed the mayo baster into the first jar, sucking it all into the body of it in one movement. Was she planning on expelling it the same way but into my ass? With great effort, she held the baster above her head, preparing to drive it down into me. In my late grandmother's antique standing mirror across the room, I saw what was no longer my date. The mayo wielder was changing, its beauty melting away into leathery pork fat, attempting to pass as human. I heard the grunt of exertion before the movement happened, and I rolled out of the way as the baster smashed into the hardwood floor, splashing the surroundings with thick, oily condiment. The hardwood was cold on my ass, the only signal that this was not a dream. I was reminded of reality a second time when pork fat slammed its gargantuan forearm into my chest, sending me sliding across the floor on my bare ass and into the bookshelf. Amongst the rainfall of hardcovers, my eyes were set on one thing in particular, my grandmother's ashes. At the questionable request of my grandmother, her ashes were to be mixed with gunpowder and housed in 30 different shells belonging to her favorite shotgun, Jim Simmons III. When I asked her why, her only response was that one day I will know why, one day it will all make sense. As the failed rendering of a human sloshily slapped across the floor to the remaining mayo jars, I caught Jim Simmons and the box of Grandma's shells and started loading. My hands, slathered in an amalgamation of blood, sweat, and canola oil, made it difficult to get the shells in. I watched in horror as the monstrous blob splashed itself over the mayo jars, absorbing them. I could see its body beginning to take a rigid shape again. Though it was not enough mayo to restore it to its former beauty, a remnant of my date appeared. Her voice and her eyes bled through the towering and dripping figure before me. "Why did you have to make this so difficult, Stephen?" She stomped toward me, each step fragmenting the floor, mayo seeping into the cracks. "You could have been a great breeding pod for my babies, my little milky mayo offspring. Now I have to kill you." "Fuck you and your mayo babies, fuck your plan, and fuck mayonnaise." "You don't mean that, Stephen," her voice once again reverting into that of a chain-smoking chainsaw. "Everyone loves mayo." "Not everyone," I said as I pointed the shotgun at her face. "My grandmother hated the stuff." The blast collided violently with the head of the creature, splattering it like red velvet cake. The body began to lose its form, bubbling and turning into lifeless vapor. Eventually, there was nothing remaining of the thing. I sat there, ass aching and cold, but without mayo, just the way I prefer it. I wondered why Grandma put herself in so many shells. I only used one, but there were 30 to start with. Maybe she thought I was a lousy shot. Or maybe there were more of those things out there. I had a feeling I'd find out sooner than I'd like.